Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. And we're live.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of In Grover Green, Final Show Films' Changeling the Lost Chronicle. I am the storyteller, Jack, and we will be introducing our cast of characters, many of whom you'll remember, hopefully, from Season 1, starting with Mara.
Hello, I'm Mara. I'm playing List, the Wizened Oracle.
And Holly.
I'm Holly. I'm playing Lark, the Beast Windwing.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Phage, the Ogre Grinder.
John.
I'm John. I'm playing Nero, the Elemental Fireheart.
Raphael.
Hi, I'm Raphael, and I'm playing Neilfly, the Darkling Nightsinger.
And Jeremy.
Hello, I'm Jeremy, and I am playing Adele, the Darkling Gravewhite.
So, it is the evening of October 28th in the city of Baltimore. A month sped by with breathtaking velocity. Been a feverish pace of adjustment, reconstruction, renovation, and development which has devoured the last 4 weeks. Once your premises were acquired, a bevy of workers swarmed over the location, gutting the interior and preparing to update everything from foundation to roof. Initial estimates placed the completion to sometime in early December, but the newly elected Autumn Queen made her displeasure known on that score. Before Samhain or bedamned was her rumored reply, and a number of the other keyholders agreed. Workers soon found that the renovation seemed to almost continue automatically overnight. Spools of wiring and lengths of pipe left for the next day would be found cleanly installed on the following morning, and the mortal laborers noticed that the usual inconveniences, injuries, and delays that add up over the course of a long project were all but entirely absent as they labored to restore the seller's mansion. And now, in preparation for the opening night, the lights are live, the stage is set, the guest list has been finalized, and somewhere a radio crackles to life. Dear me, children, it has been a markedly busy month here at the Keyhole of Baltimore. Our fair society has grown by leaps and bounds, with court alliances and rivalries springing and falling on all sides. A very dear friend of mine tells me that the founding of our new commons here has been positively fraught with obstacles and obstructions. I do declare it's enough to make one question whether our leaders' reach perhaps exceeds their grasp. But only privately, of course. It would be exceedingly gauche to voice such doubts in the public ear. One never knows who might be eavesdropping on such personal opinions, or how they might misconstrue an isolated comment taken out of its native context. I'm so very grateful y'all have stopped by for my little chat, but I really must conclude this delightful commentary and prepare to attend the ribbon cutting at our new establishment. Why, everyone who is anyone is sure to be at this most ascendant event, both to view these pristine premises and to formally meet the individuals whom our queen has appointed to play the humble host. Liz, you are standing on the catwalk, used for hanging lights above the stage, staring at the faded front of an old Crosley radio standing atop a trio of paint cans. It has just switched itself off after the voice stopped, seemingly of its own accord. You've never seen this radio before, you pulled back the faded canvas that covered the pile of objects in order to discover what was making this noise that you just heard.
Huh. I poke at it. I'd go try and get it to turn back on.
There's no apparent external power switch that you can find.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna grab it and just sort of.
It's a little bigger than like a large toaster oven, and probably weighs about 15 pounds or so. Seems like a little heavier than you anticipated.
Okay. And I'm gonna bring it back to my little area. To sort of hide it in there somewhere, and I'm gonna wait and see.
As you pick it up, you walk about 3 feet, and then there's a yoink on it as the cord pops out of a power socket.
Dang it. Okay, it was plugged in. Well, that's good to know. Is there a power cord near enough to where I am? To where my little area, my nest is?
Given the time that you've spent setting up and working your way around these new premises here at the New Sellers Mansion Club, you know where you can find an extension cord.
Okay.
Or 7 of them, probably.
Yeah.
Neofly has made sure that there's plenty of the necessary electrical equipment to make sure that things can be maneuvered if necessary.
Okay. Are we open yet?
It is about an hour before the doors officially open. The first key holders have begun to arrive, entering via the rear door and being ushered upstairs for the most part. Some of them are clad in hedge spun, some of them in more mortal trappings, but everybody is very much kind of under a spell of anticipation and excitement. So there's a vibe and an energy, but you're pretty much by yourself up in the catwalks.
Okay. Well, I'll keep. I'm not setting this thing down. No way. I'm gonna go find an extension cord. Oh, cradling this thing.
Okay. So you proceed to one of the storage closets, which is located near the sound booth, actually, where Neofly is currently doing his pre-set up checks.
Open door. Rummage.
Okay.
Ugh. I'm one-armed. I can't do that. Okay, I have to set it down. Dang it. Okay.
Yeah. So Neofly, Liz comes in and starts going through the electrical supplies cabinet, more or less. She's got a big object which she sort of sets down on the other side of her body. You can't really see it per se from where you're seated, working with the soundboard.
Okay, I kind of just waved my hand and continued to what I was doing.
Okay.
I think in the back of my mind, once I get into a conversation with Liz, it's probably not going to end well. So I'm probably just going to avoid that since it's opening night.
Okay. So yeah, Liz, 30 seconds rummage finds you a good, probably about a 25-footer in terms of just a simple 3-prong extension cord.
Sweet. All right, I'm going back up with this thing. I'm gonna plug it in up there.
So Phage, as you're rummaging around the bar and making sure everything is prepped, set, and ready to go, you see Liz with a bright orange extension cord and carrying a fairly large, sturdy object, making her way out of the sound booth across the main floor and headed for the stairs.
Liz, are you all right?
Yeah, it's just heavy. It's fine.
Do you want a hand with that?
Nope, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yep, I'm fine. If you just hear yelling, then I'm not fine. Or a crash.
I can keep an eye on things here if you need me to, says Will Turnover, who's sitting there getting the bar ready. He's going to be doing most of the tending tonight as far as beverages and supplies go that way, Phage. And you've been working back and forth with him fairly closely over the past couple of weeks, making sure everything's prepped and ready to go.
Thank you, Will. And she kind of takes a drink, and then, all right, Liz, let me give you a hand with that. And she walks over.
I just need to get it up the ladder.
Yeah, I can do that. And she kind of grabs the heavy object and starts to climb the ladder.
Yep. Just, yeah. And then I'm going to grab it from you once I'm up.
Mhm.
I'm good.
Just try not to make too much of a scene. We don't need stuff falling down from up here.
I won't. It's fine. It's all, I know where stuff is.
I know you do, and that's the problem. Just be careful.
I'm going to go, circle around and then, like, make my way back once I think that Phage is not looking anymore.
Okay. So, your Motley pledge expired almost a week ago. Gail took the opportunity to depart intent on pursuing many of her own ambitions, which lay a little closer to summer court business rather than the freehold as a whole. The rest of the Motley has certainly felt her loss, but continues to soldier onward with their duties despite the thinning of the ranks, as it were. Nero, from where you're seated in the security room, just testing the cameras, making sure that everything is working as far as your guys' electronic surveillance system is concerned. You obviously can't hear any of these exchanges, but you see the various people moving around. You've also got a camera that's showing you where Lark is, who's apparently making sure she knows where her marks are on stage. And also Adele, who is... Well, where is Adele right now?
Probably up in the office, where she probably spends a lot of her time when she's here.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing the administrative stuff that she sort of put herself in charge of. Okay. That way she doesn't have to deal with the living people that she's not necessarily that close enough to be comfortable around.
Okay.
Which she'll hang out with them if she's in a mood to make people uncomfortable, but otherwise.
Fair enough.
So I lean back in my chair, pull out a cigarette, stop, look over at the no smoking sign that I hung up on the wall.
Yep.
That sign is not in the office.
Have a moment of, yeah, I did that to myself. Put it back. And I assume that we have walkie-talkies that connect to security and also to like the tech crew, just in case they need to call in something. Mm-hmm. I'm going to grab one, and the one that's for the tech crew, and just click it on. Hey, Liz, what's going on?
Do I hear that?
Yeah.
I just moving stuff around.
Okay. Let me know if you need help.
I will. I found something. It's cool. I'm just putting it back.
Is it something dangerous or just cool?
No, it made a noise.
What kind of noise?
A voice came out of it. I want to see if it happens again.
Did anyone else hear the voice?
No one else is up here.
Can I come look at it?
I have to bring it back down then.
No, I can come up to you.
No, I'll bring it back down. Click off.
You see what I mean?
I assume that either Shell or the other one.
Shell and Vision Kane are both in the security booth with you. Shell is kind of fidgety. Seems like he wants to be out and about, walking around, because despite the doors not technically being open, door opening hour is for the mortal crowd.
Yeah.
The key holders are, of course, around. Small knots of them have begun to form around the boundaries of the upper mezzanine, especially. The Queen has barely appeared in public at all since her appointment, but we will be here tonight, and the Freehold is buzzing with rumors of what she's been doing and planning over the past month. So everybody's very eager to see Gilly again.
Yep.
Especially those who are not members of her Motley and live in the same house that she does.
I grab one of the spare, one of the walkie-talkies, and just sort of tip it over towards them and say, "I'll be back in a minute." And I head down to see what this thing that Liz has found, apparently, that talks to her.
I am attempting to bring it back. I've got like the extension cord bandolier style across, and I'm attempting to bring it back down the ladder.
Okay, well, in that case, I want you to make a dexterity and athletics check.
Oh boy! All right.
Oh god.
This is gonna be great.
Spoiler season 2.
Start off season 2 with Liz breaking your neck.
That's 2 successes.
Oh,
Go.
yeah. So it's a little awkward, but you manage to wedge yourself in, and get everything handled. Now my sense of thought is deserting me. So the security room is on the third floor. So yeah, you go, you go. And the catwalks are sort of directly beneath the third floor. So yeah, Nero, you run down a flight of stairs to the second floor, ladder access to the catwalks, just as Liz is sort of hoisting herself over a slight half wall to get to, and safety railing in order to get out. And she's got this big Crosley, like kind of turn of the century looking radio under her in her arms.
So walking up and sort of crouching down. Where'd you find this?
Up there.
And it
I
just
think someone left it.
like, what did it say?
Something about the grand opening. It was announcing the grand opening. And I don't think they liked Gilly very much. But yeah, I it's not plugged in right now, so it's not going to say anything.
Jack, does this radio look at all like the radio that was talking at the Freehold meeting?
No.
No.
The one at the Freehold meeting was a lot more hedgy, shall we say. I mean, this one is definitely, even the most hipster of individuals would call this thing fucking vintage. And it's kind of faded. It doesn't look like it's been maintained the best. Go ahead and give me a how do I want to do this?
Investigation roll?
You can give me a wits and investigation.
Those are my good rolls. Wits, investigation. Wablam. Wablam. 1 success.
Okay. As you're looking at this thing, yeah, it doesn't seem to have any weird modifications to it or anything. It's very, very just kind of weird, kind of iconic. Definitely gives a vibe. Go ahead and have both of you guys roll your clarity as well.
Okay.
Clarity roll.
Where's... Oh, okay.
You just have to be a simple roll, wouldn't it? Yeah.
4,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One success.
Oh, 0 successes.
Okay.
Not a bunch, though.
Yep.
No.
Liz, you're kind of just holding this thing and trying to let him get a look at it. Nero, as you sort of like put a hand on it, there's a vibration to it. There's something of the weird about this radio. Nothing extreme, nothing that feels dangerous or risky or perilous, but this isn't just a radio.
Something funny about this thing. I just sort of tap it with my knuckle.
Yeah, it just showed up.
Well, guess there's no harm in letting you look at it. Let me know if it starts talking again, please.
Sure. I mean, it was given to me, so my gift.
Yes.
I'm going up again.
That I will help Liz up.
Okay.
Same procedure. I'm heading back. I need to plug it in.
Okay. So yeah, with the extension cord in hand, you get to where you need to go. It's plenty long to reach to the closest outlet. You plug it in, and there isn't an external power switch.
Huh. There's no. Okay. Move it every which way. Are there like tuning knobs? Tuning volume?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna run through the tuning.
Okay. You fiddle with the knobs a little bit. There's the occasional burst of static and once in a while a current radio station that you're familiar with bleeds through a little bit, but not nearly as clear as it should.
I'm gonna turn it to a static one.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen to the static.
There's some white noise. Yep.
Anything?
Nothing.
Anything? No, it's not. Nothing.
No.
Hmm.
And
What
if you want
was
to know
on?
if you want to know what it looks like, there's something in the handouts folder for you now.
Okay. Cool.
While I'm walking back, how much time do we have left till opening?
Just under an hour.
So over the security walkie. Just all right, folks. We've got an hour till showtime. Let me know if anything weird starts happening. Just checking in basically with the security team.
I don't see it in there yet, but yeah. Okay.
And I'll head back up to the security room.
Can I try and are there? I might want to open this thing up and try and I don't know how radios work clearly, but I'm gonna try and boost whatever signals there are there to get something to come in more clear. Maybe it got jostled out of place when I was carrying it around.
Okay. You can find a couple screws on the outside. A couple, and there's obviously seams in the case where you're thinking, yeah, no, it's pretty evident where you're going to be able to take this thing apart. But just as you start reaching for the screwdriver, the lights begin to dim.
The overhead?
The house lights, yes.
Okay.
And you glance down, knowing the cues for what's supposed to happen tonight. And as the lights are lowered, John Coffin, the changeling of the Autumn Court, who stood against Gilly at the onset of the season, glides solemnly onto the stage, holding up a hand to silence the assembly. And as this hush washes over the night gallery, he strides to the backstage door and throws it wide open to reveal a shaft of late afternoon sunlight. And borne on a chill breeze, a flurry of dead leaves blows into the room, accompanied by the scent of wood smoke and moldering soil. Coffin turns to face all of you, both the changelings gathered on the main floor, those in the small knots around the upper mezzanine, raises his left hand in a sweeping motion. Rise and be upstanding in courts for the monarch of the leaden mirror, queen of fallen leaves, Gilly of haunted waters. And accompanied by several figures you recognize, Gilly stalks into the room, not stiff, but certainly imposing, with her attendants and Motley members entering in her wake. Applause, running the full spectrum from enthusiastic to coolly polite, greets her arrival. She wears a collar of spiderweb lace lying over the mottled skin beneath her neck. Her perpetually dripping hair falls down a bronze sheath dress spun of dried pine needles, beads of sap, and dully glowing wire. She softly snaps the fingers of her left hand, and a sculpted crown of bones and white oak leaves rustles into existence a few inches above her head before slowly settling around her temples. "Be welcome," she says, "within your commons, key holders, and let our revels commence." And from somewhere nearby, a waterfall of chimes rings out, washing over the crowd as Gilly steps back onto a slightly raised platform, and 7 individual changelings file out from backstage. A few of them blink in the glare of the stage lights as they brighten slightly, kind of peering out over the crowd before their attention is commanded by a clap of Gilly's hands. She offers a vaguely pleasant, only slightly chilling smile to the darkling first in line before calling him by name. "Humbug." He offers a jerky bow in an almost insectoid fashion, bending a scaled chitinous knee before she continues. "As reigning Queen of Autumn, I am prepared to accept your pledge of fealty to the keyhold of Baltimore and its monarch." And Humbug rapidly murmurs a familiar pledge through his chattering mandibles, the same one all the unlikely made shortly after the courts were established. "I do fully and freely promise fealty and loyalty to the freehold and its ruler, to serve and protect as best I may, to keep faith with my comrades and forestall treachery from our enemies, whether plain or hidden. To seal these words, I offer both glamour for security and banishment for betrayal." And Gilly extends her left hand, which is the one where she wears a silver ring that's worked with a motif of ash and oak leaves. Humbug presses it to his forehead for a moment and then jerks back as though he was suddenly shocked. He rapidly regains his composure, however, and quietly steps to the side as Gilly voices the next name in line. "Mira."
Mira will step forward. She's a young woman, probably in her early 20s, with ombre hair, fading from dark brown to light blonde tips. She's dressed casually, but with a clear attention to fashion and athletic practicality. A lace top, a light jacket, distressed skinny jeans, and brightly colored combat boots. But that her mask's a little different. Her main face is covered with a swirly pattern of safety goggles and a gas mask. She's tall with a sharp hourglass state and an shape accentuated by a belly-bearing corset. She also wears a mini skirt with a level of puff more appropriate for a ball gown, but it's shorter than knee length. Cotton candy hair is bunched into high wavy ponytails with baby pink ribbons. A circular bag with a red cross on it bounces at her hip, and her entire demeanor screams of a Ferris bubblehead bounce. And I was not expecting to have to recite a thing that I don't know the words for.
No problem. You've been coached on the material of the fealty pledge, and assuming that you have no opposition, you are able to recite the necessary words. You expend a point of willpower, so subtract that from your character sheet, and given the week of sort of Changeling Baltimore 101 that you've gone through, being passed around from Motley to Motley, and trying to make sure that you at least aren't going to get yourself killed too soon, and explained the dynamics of the court system and the freehold and who's what a little bit. You are officially inducted as a member of the Keyhold of Baltimore. And after, the pledges continue for the remaining 5 newcomers. There's someone called Bear, someone called Rhyme, an individual known as Dyra Shine, Clink, and F. Newt Fitzwalter, who is the last. After the pledges are completed, Gilly turns, smiles, and addresses the entire assembly. "Feast well tonight, my vassals, and may our commons be fruitful. As if on cue, the security ensemble that you guys have employed begins to gently usher everyone upstairs to make room for the queue of mortals that's been forming outside. General admission is about to commence. So what's everybody got happening now?
Up in the security room, since Shell looks like he's anxious to go walkabout, I'll just look over at him and say, "Hey, take a walkie. Just be around and available if anybody needs you, okay?"
He gives you a snap of a salute, grabs the walkie, hooks it on his belt. Well, one of his belts. He's got about 6 belts that he wears, of varying sizes, with lots of different Liefeld pouches from a large number of them.
Oh, God.
He is the
Yeah.
Liefeld pouch monster.
He has feet, though, right?
But he has feet, and he is honestly not that muscular.
Okay.
He's surprisingly lean and wiry, especially given the
So
amount
he's a
of
Liefeld
shit.
lady?
But given the amount of shit he carries around, you're like, how does somebody that skinny manage to pack that much mass? He has wisely enough managed to only arm himself currently with a taser, which he keeps fairly well concealed. But there's a corner of the security room that's sort of designated as Shell's armory, and there's just like 3 guns, 6 knives, a hand axe, 2 crowbars. Nobody knows what the crowbars are for.
I know what the crowbars are for.
You have theories of what the crowbars are for. You've never seen him use the crowbars.
I have ideas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's just, and right now he's got his taser fairly well concealed, surprisingly enough. And yeah, he grabs the walkie, kind of glances over as if taking a quick mental inventory to make sure all his shit's still where he left it, and then leaves the room to sort of go on the circle. There's a lot of people here tonight. Whoever's been handling publicity for you guys has definitely done their job. All walks of life, significant disparity in the demographics. A ton of just various random people are here. And they just all bleed in as the performance begins to start.
As Shell leaves the room, back on the walkie-talkie. All right, folks, Shell's on walkabout. Everybody sign in. Let me know where you're at, and let me know if anything weird's happening. Expecting to get responses from the 1st and 2nd floor security teams as well.
Who will actually respond in fairly rapidly. Sarah Bloodred is the first to respond, and quickly followed by one after another until the entire contingent has come and reported in. Everybody seems to be more or less where they're supposed to be, and you're able to keep kind of track. It's harder now because just of the sheer volume of bodies. But as people come in over the walkie and tell you roughly where they are and their status report, you're able to pick out on monitors and find, okay, yep, nope, there's so-and-so's shoulder. There's that person's head, yep.
Yeah.
And everything seems to be proceeding according to plan.
I will probably spend, unless something exciting happens or somebody needs me specifically, and everyone in the Motley at least should have an ability to call me, either on my phone or on a walkie. I will basically spend the evening managing the security team, making sure we have somebody on at every post they need to be, making sure people get their breaks when they need it, and keeping everything flowing on the security end.
All right. What's everybody else up to?
Phage will sort of finish downing her drink, set it on the counter, and look over her shoulder. All right, Will, keep an eye on the bar. I'm gonna go give Mr. Glare a bit of a hand at the door since it's gonna be busy opening night.
All right. Yeah. No, I got you covered.
All right. Good luck. Let's get started. And she's going to head to the front door to help Mr. Glare out with admissions.
And as you walk away, you hear him go, Luck's got nothing to do with it.
That's why I like you.
He gives you a wave, and the bar is already pretty much shoulder to shoulder. Meanwhile, Lark, you are first up tonight.
Mhm. Right now she's just warming up her voice backstage. Getting ready.
All right. Yep. You've got about probably 10 minutes or so before you go on. Neofly, I assume you've got soundtrack going in order to kind of keep the atmosphere run.
Yeah, I've set some mood music for the occasion as everybody is entering. I'm actually going to grab the tablet that I have next to the mixing board with me. That's just my wireless mixing board, and I'm actually going to walk out to the stage because I want to double check everything from like instruments, making sure all the volumes are in check with like mics and everything, and making sure to see how Lark is doing, just to make sure everything is in order.
All right, give me a wits and composure then. I'll give you a +2 since you pretty much know this place like the back of your hand.
And that is for me?
That's for you, just checking over the system, making sure everything's exactly where and functioning how it's supposed to.
You said wits and composure. And what's the there's no modifier, right?
Extra 2.
Modifier is 2.
Okay. That's not what I want. 2 successes.
So as you're looking things over, checking the lights, sound system seems to be performing just about as well as you could expect. You do hear from backstage Lark going through her vocal warm-ups. She sounds like she's doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. You two have been working together in preparation for this, and you've gotten to the point where you can roughly gauge the how her nerves are doing by the sound. And yeah, you're pretty sure she's got this locked down. And things should hopefully go pretty well tonight.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll actually just walk back behind, and I'll kind of just tap Lark on the shoulder, and just be like, "Sound great, do great. If you need me to help with any of the music behind you, just let me know. I'll be down in a moment's notice."
All right. Thanks.
And then I'm going to walk back up to the sound room.
Sounds good. Phage, as you come out front, Mr. Glare is doing what he does best, which is looking imposing, keeping an eye on things. And yeah, a fair bit of glaring at the few individuals who are smoking a little too close to the door for his taste. Mm-hmm. They very quickly catch the vibe and sort of grudgingly shuffle a few steps back, at which point he turns his gaze elsewhere. Pretty much as far as things are concerned here, Adele and Nero are the only ones he lets pass on the smoking thing. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, he's a little bit of a stickler for tobacco usage. Which you haven't entirely figured out if that's just a personal thing or something else. But hey, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done.
Yep. And as Phage steps out and takes up the position next to Mr. Glare, she just kind of looks over the crowd and just, all right, folks, we'll be opening up in just a little bit. If you're going to get excited, now's about the right time.
Give me a presence and...
Socialize?
Let's say presence and expression.
Oh, I was hoping for socialize. All right, that works. I'll
give you a +1 on it, since there's a ripple of anticipation going through.
All right. You know what? Let's start off strong. I'll spend the willpower for an extra 3 dots.
Okay.
4 successes.
Okay.
Starting off strong.
there's actually a small cheer that rises up from a few spots in the crowd, and everybody, there's this susurration of murmuring anticipation that goes through. And you open the door to go back inside, letting it linger open for just a shade longer than necessary, so they can hear the music starting to come out and add just that little extra edge of excitement to the situation. You're pretty sure there's going to be some fairly enthusiastic opening nighters here this evening, especially after that little taste that you gave them of the interior atmosphere. Mr. Galera pulls out his pocket watch and looks at it and kind of just gives you a pair of fingers indicating 2 minutes, and he'll be letting people in.
Give him a nod. Head back inside. Head over to the bar. Back to Will. All right, I got 2 minutes till I start pouring in. Better get the drinks ready.
And he kind of gestures behind him to where probably about 90% of the setup is already laid out. He grabs a few more bottles, pulls things down, kind of gives it a slightly appraising glance, makes a few switches and adjustments, and then gives you a thumbs up.
You're the best, Will.
That is indeed what they usually tell me. And right about now, it's 9 p.m. and the party begins.
Adele has drifted out out of the office and is standing on that little catwalk area we've got over the main floor.
Okay.
To look down on everyone.
Mm-hmm. So the first 20 or so people come in and begin to just disperse throughout the room. Most of them go straight for the bar, and it's just a steady stream onward. Mr. Glare and Sarah are now checking IDs at the door. They're going back and forth, making sure everything's good that way. The very few people who are not of age are given the wristband as needed, and informed as to which areas of the club they will be permitted to be in. You guys do have a segregated upper floor. Nobody's allowed in under the age of 18, but there is an 18 to 21 designated age area that you're permitted to attend, but not allowed access to the bar because, licenses and legality and that sort of thing. As the crowds begin to fill up the night gallery, Lark, you've gotten the cue that it's about time to get things kicked off.
All right. She gets ready, goes to her mark.
Okay. And the lights come up, the mic is hot, and you are ready to go. What are you starting out with?
Probably something more popular right
Okay.
now, like something everyone knows. Then she'll get into more of her original stuff.
Okay. Give me we'll go with start off with your presence and presence and expression. Sorry.
All right. Sorry, fighting with.
No, you're fine. And if you want to spend willpower for an extra 3 to get things kicked off strong, you absolutely can do that.
Yes, I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay.
All right, 4 successes.
All right. So your first few songs as you start out immediately tap into whatever latent energy is in this room. People are enjoying themselves. They're having a great time. Everything is met with wild applause. The atmosphere, your vocals are basically incorporating the crowd with the atmosphere and just the overall underlying energy of the place seamlessly. And this is you are knocking shit out of the park right now. Awesome. Meanwhile, as these first few songs start rolling out, the changelings begin to, in singles and pairs and trios for the most part, gradually trickle down from the upper floors, where the VIP signs bar the primary mortal clientele from exploring, and start intermingling with the crowd. Everybody seems to be fairly familiar with the strictures that Gilly published and dispersed throughout the freehold, and nobody seems to be pushing the envelope too much. There's definitely individuals of the courts that draw more eyes than others, but nobody's going out of their way to do anything that pulls the limelight away from the performance on the stage. Everybody's keeping things more or less subtle for the moment, but you do get the idea as all of you begin to look around the room. Yep, there's some glamour harvesting already starting.
I make sure, while I'm watching the more human crowds, I make sure that Vision is watching the changelings. Because we're here not only for security of us, we're also here for security of our human guests.
Adele's keeping a close eye on that from on high as well.
Okay. And if anyone needs to be spoken to, Vision knows to let me know, so I'll pass it down the chain.
All right. Is anybody among you going out into the crowd to mingle currently, or are you all sort of taking a more stand back and watch position right now?
I'm just watching.
Not this moment. She definitely wants to make sure everybody is behaving themselves and do that before she goes and has fun.
Okay.
We'll
anybody
get
who's okay, Mira?
I'm not sure if I was included in that question.
You're definitely included in that question.
So even though I asked you about a billion questions before we started, apparently there was something I forgot. Do I start with any glamour? If so, how much?
You start with half glamour currently, so you should be at 5. What's your weird?
My weird is 1.
Yeah, you'd be at 5.
Okay.
Those of you that are watching, though, give me a wits and composure -1, because this is a packed house and it's difficult to pick out any one detail.
Do I have any different modifiers for having access to the camera systems?
No, you'd still be about same, because you're enhanced by the camera system, but you're negated somewhat by only being able to use vision rather than all of your senses.
Since wits composure -1.
Wits composure -1.
I see.
1 success.
Oh, wait, -1?
-1, yes.
Do you want me to re-roll mine?
Yes, if you got your modifier wrong, re-roll it.
2 successes.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I'm going
Also,
to be
if you're
watching as well from the top.
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay.
0 successes.
All right. And for those of you that got successes, also, if you're looking for any one changeling or individual in particular, let me know. So starting with Adele, were you looking for anybody in particular?
Not anyone in particular, no. Anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Or anybody pushing the envelope a little too far.
The main thing you notice, honestly, is that the vast majority of the changelings that aren't going in for harvest right now are congregating around the corner where Gilly is set up. She's very busy. Everybody seems to want 5 minutes with her. John Coffin is managing the petitioners very rigidly, and is like, "Yep, come on in, say your hi, maybe ask a question or two. All right, there's a line. Keep it moving."
She just has a moment of, what could have been.
There's always next year.
If not for
There's
somebody.
always next year. All right. Nero, were you looking for anybody in particular?
I'm watching the humans, so I'm looking to see if there's anybody that I recognize either as a cop, or as a criminal element trying to sort of scout out the place.
Okay. Glancing around, nobody seems to be conducting themselves in a way that would. I mean, there's definitely nobody whose face you recognize,
Yeah.
and nobody else seems to be having the body language of I'm standing back here casing or watching or trying to evaluate. The main thing you notice, all the walkabouts are here. The Motley that you guys had allied with when you earlier when you had established your hollow, they seem to be. They're just drinking in the high energy that's happening in this room. They're chatting with mortals, with changelings. They're basically, as far as they're concerned, this is open season on socializing, and they are enjoying themselves. With the exception, of course, of Wonderwind, who is on security and doing her job.
Yes.
But her Motley members still kind of like flag her down, and she gives them the sort of, "Hey, I'm kind of on the clock, but yeah, no, glad you're here," kind of thing. And then keeps things moving. Liz, was there anything or anybody you were specifically looking for?
Well, I want to figure out what that voice was from the radio, but it's impossible to hear probably because of all the sound.
The radio seems inert.
Mhm.
Doesn't seem to be doing anything, and you definitely know you probably wouldn't be able to hear it very clearly anyway. And kind of glancing around, the one person who does catch your eye is Gail. She seems to be congregating around with several of the newcomers. The ones who just swore themselves into the freehold. She's currently speaking with. Let me get this straight. She's speaking with Clink, who definitely carries themselves like an ogre, and the one who goes by F. Newt Fitzwalter, who's this kind of he's got a vaguely amphibian aspect to him, very wide mouth, kind of eyes that seem to blink alternately rather than both at the same time, and he's got this little belt with several tiny little what look like Moleskine notebooks and a couple pens in it that he's constantly fidgeting with and making sure that they're where they're supposed to be. And every once in a while pulls out something, flips through it, writes something down, closes it, stashes it back where it goes.
All right, I guess.
As you're sort of leaning over the catwalk, Gail kind of glances up, sees you up there, and gives you a little bit of a wave, and then goes back to her conversation with these two.
Duck back. People. I guess I'll go down.
Okay.
Oh.
Headed anywhere in particular?
This is the beginning of a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is such a good
God.
show, by the way.
Looks like my favorite segment is coming back.
To do something.
Yes. I'm gonna go down to the group of people she was talking to.
Okay. So you kind of wend your way through the crowd, and you find that Rhyme, who is an elemental, definitely some sort of icy aspect, very quiet, very rigid, and has sort of drifted over to this group as well. And Gail is just being very sociable, interactive, kind of doing the sort of welcome to Baltimore. How is everything going? Yes, no, things can be very complicated. Don't worry, you'll find your feet soon enough. It'll be okay. And she sees you come up and kind of gives you a little half smile and a wave.
Mm-hmm.
And thus begins the list folly.
Oh, I'm gonna be passive aggressive.
Kitty.
Hi.
Well,
How?
seems like
How's it?
place is coming along just fine.
No, it's good. It's good. See those lights right there? Those were not there 2 weeks ago.
They weren't.
Nope.
Did you wire those?
Yes.
Well, they seem to be very lightful.
Oh god.
Uh,
Oh my god.
Hi, I'm Liz. I'm gonna.
I know your
shake-
name.
No. Not you. Other person. Icy person. Hi.
So, are you reaching out to the beast,
Rhyme.
the elemental, or the ogre? Rhyme?
The elemental.
Okay. Rhyme reaches out a hand. The nails are definitely made of ice, very long and pointed. And the grip, however, is surprisingly warm. Like it feels like ice, and there's a little bit of moisture that just sort of drips down your palm, but the actual palm itself is warm. As your hand sort of wraps around the back, that is frigidly cold. But for whatever reason, her palms seem to be normal human temperature. She shakes your hand. Her expression does not change, and as you pull back, your hand is completely dry.
I still wipe it on my shirt.
This is great at meeting people.
She gives you a very, very evaluating sort of glance as you do that.
Huh?
Just out of curiosity,
How
does
do you
Adele
do?
see this from the catwalk?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's watching. She's not interfering. She is watching very curiously.
Lists and elementals in general have a very unique relationship.
You're all interesting. I want to figure out how it works. Okay.
I wish Neo were watching this right now. He would be sighing so hard.
Give it time.
I can't nice interact.
Hi. Hello. Next to Fitzwalter, because he looked weird.
Okay. He gives you a very cold, clammy handshake, and just a nod. Doesn't say a thing.
Hi.
You see his throat work as he gives this very sort of amphibian-esque kind of throat bob kind of thing, and then hello.
Oh, okay, you can talk, because I wasn't sure, because we have a guy who didn't talk, like, for like, an hour? I don't know. It's a really long time.
Some of us are a little quieter.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
Well, hi.
That's 3.
Oh.
Hi.
The last one, the ogre.
Okay, so the ogre is massive, like many of his seeming, his kith, I should say. Broad-shouldered, kind of hunched back a little bit, long, to your eyes at least, tattered black coat that seems to be made out of equal parts bat wings, snake scales, and some furry material that might be the skin of a badger or maybe a really, really huge weasel. But the mask of it sort of flashes, and it looks basically like a big guy in a trench coat, more or less, but just with a slight twist of your neck, you can kind of focus in on the mane there and see what's what. And at this range, you can see he has a pair of blue jeans with a thick leather belt, and the wearing a vest and sort of a ragged button down shirt underneath. But there are strange symbols carved onto the buttons and the buckle of the belt, just these weird arcane looking runes that you definitely can't identify. He gives you a grin, and he's got about 3 teeth, and his left eye is just a glaring yellow. His right eye is normal, and he kind of winks at you with the good one. And as soon as you're only under the gaze of his single yellow eye, there's a shiver that goes down your spine immediately. He's got a very friendly aspect, but there's something weird about this guy.
Whoa.
Nice to meet you. My name's Clink.
Hi.
What's your name?
Liz?
Nice to meet you, Liz.
Hi. You're
How are
very
you?
Good. Good.
They got some real nice music here tonight.
Uh-huh.
You ain't racist, are you?
counterpart. We found the other lists.
I got back about 9 days ago, and they tell me racism's a real big problem in this city.
All the new changelings, especially the changelings of color, get a lecture on racial issues in modern America.
Oh.
What's
man.
on your belt?
My pants are on my belt.
Yeah, I know, but like,
Keeps them from falling down, you know.
What do those mean? I'm trying to figure out.
Them's charms and protections.
Oh, from what?
The clap.
Oh. Do I know what that is? Possibly.
Give me an
not.
intelligence and medicine roll.
Okay.
If you fail this, then give me an intelligence and streetwise.
They're
roll.
his lucky charms to protect his lucky charms.
Does my encyclopedic knowledge apply
Oh
to
yes,
this?
100%.
Okay. I think I can get +1 with that. What was this roll again? I have not.
Intelligence and medicine.
Somewhere
Okay.
upstairs, Nero goes for another cigarette, sees the no smoking sign, and cusses again.
I said, Adele.
You
had
can't hear
drifted
any of
back
this,
into
Nero.
the
No,
manager's
it's just
office,
instinctually.
drifted back out, and she's got a whiteboard with a pen, and she's just sitting there watching it.
Getting ready to make hash
That's-
marks.
And I
All
got
right,
a
give me an
1 there.
give me an intelligence and streetwise then.
Okay.
So this is mostly an Aaron curiosity question. How is Gail responding to her recruitment drive being interrupted by this?
Gail just has a hand over her mouth right now and very wide eyes. Yeah, you've got no idea what the
this
clap
isn't
is.
The one. Oh. Makes a mental note.
Wikipedia,
Cool.
the clap later.
Yes. Well, nice. You're all new then, right?
Fitzwalter kind of looks at you and very emphatically nods his head.
Well,
For 4 days.
oh wow.
And then he stops as soon as you start to talk.
Oh, have you found stuff to do? Because I fell out with a bunch of other people, including her. I point at Gail.
Oh, yeah. You seem to know each other pretty well.
Uh-huh. So
I found some stuff to do.
oh, okay. Like what?
Mm-hmm. I write better now, and I missed doing that. So I've been.
What are you writing? What do you write? Because I saw you writing before. What are you writing?
I write things that I see.
Hmm? Cool.
I mostly write things that I see, and sometimes things that I hear.
Can I see?
He thinks for a minute, and then kind of counts over, pulls out the third book.
How many books are there?
6.
Okay.
And turns to a page and just sort of turns it around and shows you. The penmanship isn't great, but it's moderately legible. This page is apparently a number of things he's seen that all start with the letter F.
Cool.
Fingers,
I try.
fish, feet, fries, French.
It's just, and it's just like a list like that.
It's literally just a list like that. Yep.
Cool.
And then he sort of takes it back and slides it away.
And that's
Sorry,
And that's
sorry,
an
Mira.
improvement on his
Sorry,
writing.
Mira. We have a new member of our Motley. It's this guy.
That's fine. If Jack gives me his
know.
character sheet, I will
Or-
play the writer dude
Yeah.
that you picked up off the street instead of the character I spent days making.
I just
Are
want to
you-
write.
are
I'm
you
not even being
nearby?
sarcastic.
Are you nearby? Because I would have said hi.
I was
to you
actually
if you were
going
here.
to once things
Yeah.
died down a bit. Mira would probably not, with 0 successes, not spotting who she was looking for, just start to mingle and wander. Her general appearance is not so outlandish that she can't wander around the club without raising eyes.
Oh, absolutely. And with the mask in place, there's a number of people that are mortals that are dressed more outlandishly than you are.
Yeah,
currently.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she feels fairly
the
confident
club
she can
has
do
been-
that without breaking the rules too much.
Yeah, no, this pop jazz goth fusion sort of thing that's happening tonight. You guys will be thematically having nights later on. Right now, it's pretty much no holds barred, anything goes.
Yeah.
And apparently, there's enough of an underground subculture in Baltimore to fill at least one club.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you come near, I will stick out. Hi. I like your boots.
Thanks. And she sort of, they're pretty new. Holds out a hand.
Cool.
There's a very delicate shake. Do I know who this person is?
You do not. No. What Mira
Would
has
I
been
know?
told,
So I don't know that she's a part of the management.
you don't know that she's a part of the management. You do know what a commons is and what its sort of stated purpose, at least for the city of Baltimore, is. And you know that there's a single Motley. You are familiar with what a Motley is, although you yourself do not currently belong to one. And you know that there's a single Motley who's in charge here. But yeah, no, as far as you're concerned, there's a shit ton of other changelings that you haven't met yet, and this is one of them.
Yeah. And do I know any of the other newbies or Gale?
You have not met Gale before. Okay. You have met Clink and Rhyme before, however.
Yeah.
You guys have crossed paths.
As she's introducing, it's great to meet you, Clink, Rhyme. Sort of smiling nod at both of them. And then,
well, how are you this evening, Miss Mira?
I'm doing great. There's so many new friends to make here.
They everybody seems mighty welcoming. Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
You want to drink?
Bliss. I'm gonna interrupt.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't ask for your name. I hope we can be great friends, Liz.
Oh yeah, no, because we're actually. I was gonna say if none of you have, and I'm looking at Gale. If none of you have a Motley, then we have an open spot.
Gale gives you a dagger-filled look.
Okay.
That lasts for about
Can I ask
3 nanoseconds.
for my old character to make an intimidation roll?
You know what? You can.
I think at this point, Neofly just takes his tablet and quickly rushes out of the sound booth, because at this point he's had about 5 or 6 shivers go down his spine. So he walks straight to the bar because he knows that there's something going on. He just doesn't know what, but I think it's a familiarity of some sort that kind of haunts him to his day, and that haunts him to this day ever since he things happened. All those
every time Gale glares at someone, Neofly gets the jitters.
Actually, it's every time Neofly has the urge to say "God damn it, Liz." So he rushes straight to the bar.
All right, let me check a couple things here just to be sure.
Hey there, Neo.
All right.
Hey, can I get a whiskey dry, please?
Yeah, sure. Sort of reach over on the shelf, grab a whiskey in a glass, pour it, hand it over.
Damn it, Gale.
Yeah, Gale spent glamour on that roll, but Gale doesn't have any intimidation, so that was yeah. But yeah, no. You definitely feel the weight of displeasure, but yeah, you've decided that you're being petty right now, and you don't care.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But you also know that Gail's going to file that away for later.
Yeah.
Gail will remember that.
Gail will
Nero
remember
will
this. Thank you.
look between the two of them. You're friends? That's great.
Silence.
Oh. Ay, ay, ay.
That's actually a very interesting statement, Liz. I myself am starting a new Motley as well. So
Oh. What are you calling it?
in Tarsia.
Oh. With who?
Well, it's not polite to gossip about other people. So you'll find out eventually. Don't worry. You guys will be the first to know.
Adele's like, I was wrong. It's not like watching a group of mice from above. It's like watching a group of concussed chickens try to do advanced algebra.
Oh man.
Am I seeing this conglomeration of changelings on the floor through the security cameras?
You are.
So look up, see Liz, see Gail, see a bunch of others. I need a smoke break, and I head out to the roof.
All right, so you head out to the roof. Hey,
I take a walkie-talkie with me, and I go to the roof.
F. Newt Fitzwalter turns to Gail. That's an art wood thing, isn't it?
That's a what?
And Tarsi is a woodworking term. And he pulls out the fourth book and starts jotting down a note that none of you did.
No, it's actually a knitting term.
Is it?
Maybe two. If it is a woodworking term, I don't know. I know it's a knitting term.
It is both. I think it means a very similar thing in both, from what I understand of the crafts.
It is, and it's yep. Mm-hmm, yep.
Yep. But I will correct. Yes.
You can see him make a very slight, like, strike through mark with the pen, and then continue writing slightly.
Oh, good. Okay.
And then he puts the pen in his mouth, closes the book. And these kind of amphibian eyes that go multiple directions at the same time, sort of, pauses, and then he swallows the pen.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't choke on it.
Nope, seems to go down just fine.
Vera will just smile brightly at that as well. Well, Gail, Liz, it's so great that both of you are looking for Motley members, and I really hope we can all become really close friends. I am...
Clink is just standing there, suddenly stiff, and just watching.
No, you should both totally join, because it'd be great. We have a big group already, and like big group. It takes a bunch to run this, so because we're running this place, sort of. I
haven't met Rhyme before, correct?
No, you've met Rhyme and Clink before. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And at that statement, Liz, Rhyme, her gaze sharpens a little bit, and she glances around. You run this place.
Yep. Mm-hmm. We're the Motley that's running it.
What is
I did
your
those like
Motley's name?
The Unlikelies.
Interesting. Well, who is in charge of your management?
Oh God! Oh God!
Yo, me and.
I mean, technically, we don't have a leader.
Adele.
So me?
What
Of
are your
the club.
finances currently like?
Do I know anything about them? No.
I was going to say,
Uh,
I doubt you know anything
no,
about them.
Ask Adele anything about it.
I'm genuinely curious. Can Adele hear this conversation or just
No, it is way too
No.
loud for Adele to overhear anything.
She's
Yeah.
just basing off body language and shit.
I did like a. I don't know.
So you are
you
not.
have other friends in your Motley, right?
You want to go meet them?
I think that they might be able to help us with that question, right, Ryan?
Most likely.
That's a good one. Yes, we'd love to meet them.
Rhyme gives you a very blank stare, completely uncomprehending what you're referencing.
Because I'm like, it's all right.
Wordplay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love
And
them.
I'll
Out
just
of
look to
the
Liz expectantly, give sort of a half curtsy to Gail. I'd love to catch up again later.
She gives you a quiet nod.
I
Yes.
will.
Moderately, with very composed kind of demeanor at the moment.
I will attempt to herd this group of people away from Gale to someplace.
Give
Up.
me a
So-
manipulation and
And
social.
I will attempt to help, while helping Rhyme separate from this group, allow Gail to have the rest of them.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm trying to take as many of them as possible.
Okay.
Clink is slightly my favorite, so yes.
Do I get a roll as well, or?
I think
Yes. You can actually. Here's how we'll do this. Since Liz is taking charge on this, I want Mira to
I'm
make
not
a manipulation.
helping Liz.
Oh, you're not helping Liz. You're doing okay.
No,
So yeah,
specifically,
you-
I'm helping Rhyme meet up with the others without giving, like, all of these people want job interviews.
Okay. So I will have Mira make a manipulation and socialize first.
Okay. I'm good at that, maybe.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is this the thing I get?
oh god, I have -2.
Could
gonna be
I
great.
get a perception empathy to potentially see kind of the dynamics of what is just about to happen, people trying to get pulled in different directions?
That would be wits and empathy, and yes.
Wits and empathy? Okay.
And I'm basically hoping that Gail will like me more if I leave her some people while I help out Rhyme, and Rhyme will like me more if I help out Rhyme.
Okay.
And
2 successes.
This was
Yeah, you're starting to
manipulation.
you're getting the vibe that more or less there's 4 newcomers here that Liz and Gale are apparently feuding over.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I figured that much.
only one
hold-
success.
Okay.
hold on just a sec. There's something I'm going to try to do to help conceivably.
All right, I have
Uh,
-2
Says page
because of
138.
spite.
28. I am going to fickle
That's a
fate.
chance roll.
You're gonna fickle fate it? Okay.
I'm going to fickle
Oh,
fate.
that is a chance roll. Damn it.
Mira,
Okay,
I
can you
need
just
to do
remind
that
me
again,
what that
don't I?
does?
you get
Sorry.
a -2 to your roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
okay.
need to make the roll again then, I assume, Jack?
Yes. All right. So
And mine's just fake chance. So I'll just roll that.
and fickle fate doesn't require a roll or anything. That's a hearth
It
contract,
doesn't.
right?
Yeah, correct. Just
Okay.
sort of a twitch of her fingers.
Nope.
All right,
So proud of
manipulation
myself.
and socialize -2.
Mhm.
Can I spend a willpower on this or no?
Yes, you can.
Okay, and that's a +3 from willpower,
Plus
so
3.
It's a grand total of extra 1.
I don't have that many dice to this. 0.
Okay. So as
Actually-
you guys
Yeah, it's just 0.
Okay. Yeah. No. There's no botches for ones in this one. So as you guys sort of all try and dance around this sort of social mores situation, this little contretemps that is happening on the main floor, it turns into less of a social dance and more of a social body slam. And all that ends up happening is that Gale manages to sort of interpose herself and keep the attention of Clink and Fitzwalter. But Rhyme and Mira start to follow Liz. Although you do notice that Rhyme pauses and whispers something to Gale before immediately turning and following Liz.
Yep.
So Liz, where are you leading them?
Dang it. I like the
At this
weird one
point,
with
as
the
you're
eyeball.
starting to sort of move across the floor, I'm going to try to catch Liz's gaze as I'm writing something on the whiteboard.
Okay. Give me a presence and socialize -2.
Presence, socialize. No.
How obviously does this event come across from the bar?
From the bar, it's difficult to see because, I mean, they're on the same level as you, and there are a sea of people in the
Just
bar.
because I think this is funny, I'm spending willpower. So
Do it. I always encourage the spending of willpower.
So much.
God damn it!
I want to
I know,
point out as
That didn't add your wits.
Wait,
That didn't
Liz-
actually.
no.
maybe
Did you say presence or wit?
Presence and social.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Presence, socialize +1.
1 and a
well.
2. Yep.
Aw.
So yeah, you kind of hold the board up
Yes.
and try and angle it so that the light catches to kind of glare towards Liz, but you miss the mark just barely, and she doesn't look up yet.
She sighs and she puts and she goes to take the whiteboard, which reads 7.4. Based off body language, that was pretty good.
That's a good
All
success.
right, so
That's a good
Liz,
success for
where
me.
are you dragging this pair?
Well, I know. He's gonna be annoying. Oh, dang
if a
it.
list seems uncertain, Mira will ask. So, what's the names of the other members of your motley?
There's Neofly and Phage and Nero and Adele. Because I would actually probably want to try and find Adele because I'm trying to find a person who is stationary, and so that's either Nero because I know he's in the security room, but he is not supportive of my ideas. So no, Adele. Let's find Adele. Of the options, she is probably the best because Lark is busy.
Okay. Well, on my single die, I rolled a success. So what I want to happen happens. So
Okay.
you go Adele, more or less at the top of your lungs because you're trying to at
Yep.
least project to the upper floor. You
Yep.
time it perfectly so that there is Lark has just finished the song and this wash of quiet has sort of emanated
Yes.
over the room. And just before the applause starts, the entire club hears Liz go, Adele!
She stops.
And
like
there's
she's
an extra
halfway
beat,
through.
and then the applause starts up. As right about now is probably Lark is sort of finishing her first set, and it's time for the talent change to happen.
She's like halfway into the door to the office. She stops. She wipes out the 7. She changes it to a 5.
Oh.
You're being called from the bottom floor, Adele.
Neo hears this as well as everybody else, I'm assuming. He looks straight at Phage, just like, 2 more, please. 2 more.
I'm already pouring 2 more. And I put a third one, and I put a third one down so I can give you 2 and then down 1 myself.
I hold it up to Clink.
She walks back over to the railing, leans too far over, as is probably typical, and like waves and gestures.
So, Phage,
wave.
you pass those two to Neofly. You down one yourself, drop it, and then you hear Will turn over from the side, kind of give you a, and you glance over, and he's got a little slate hung up behind the bar. And it's split down the middle with a vertical line. There's a W on one side, a P on the other, and he just grabs a piece of chalk and without even looking at the board, just does hash mark under your initial.
Oh, trust me, that one's going to be much larger by the end of the night.
And he laughs. This is his idea of bartender humor. How many drinks are each of the bartenders forced to take by the end of the night?
This is now that she's aware of it, this game is happening. Actually,
lowest, and you know the rules. Lowest score wins.
Uh-huh.
The problem is, Phage is not the type to turn down hey, I would like to drink with you.
Yeah, no, Phil knows that this is a rigged as fuck game.
Yes, but she's not gonna play fair. Every time she sees one of the patrons who looks like he's gonna be a pain in the ass, she's gonna make sure to steer him towards Will.
Oh yeah. He's cool with this.
I push
yeah,
my undrink. I push my the drink that I haven't drank and just to the bar, and I just start walking towards like the backstage.
Okay. So yeah, you know that. Now, are you going to be on stage at any point tonight, or had you opted out of that?
No. If Lark is done, then I'll take the next spot.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys have scheduled in kind of a 15-minute, just ambient music to eat. So you've got some time to prepare and get yourself settled, and you'll be up. And you guys are just gonna kind of rotate throughout the evening.
Oh, Neo, did you get my song request for the witching hour?
What was that again? I don't really remember what it was.
The folklore one, the Macbeth reference.
Oh yeah, got it.
And you mentally insert that somewhere in the rotation for the
she mentioned for the witching hour, which is midnight.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of look at the clock on my tablet to see like what time it is.
Right about now, you guys are pushing about. It's almost 10. Right about now. Yeah. Lark volunteered for a reasonably long first set. But she did just fine. Everybody's having a great time. Yeah, and you've got several more hours to go.
Okay. Cool.
So Liz, you, Mira, and Rhyme are headed up the stairs.
Yes. I yelled at Adele. She waved back. I'm going to find Adele.
Yep.
Easy to find.
Adele is going into the office, and as she does, she's pulling out her phone, and she is dialing one of the two individuals who is not at their microphone at the moment, and not the one that went on stage.
Okay.
John.
He's probably having to deal with something. So
yeah.
Adele.
Yep.
It's almost like some of us work during this. Jeremy, you wouldn't know anything about that.
I know.
Yep.
But yes.
Okay. So you're giving Nero
a text. We'll have sent a text. Says, it appears as if Liz is bringing new friends to the office.
Okay. Excellent.
Send.
All right. So he will receive that during his smoke break.
Yep.
So Liz, there you are.
Hi. Adele, this is Rhyme and Mira.
Hello.
And Adele, you saw both of these just get sworn in tonight. Yep.
Yeah.
They're new.
Welcome.
And
Happy to be here.
I hope we can become close friends.
I'm sure we will. I can't imagine any reason we would.
Your name is Adele, I
Adele.
understand.
Yes.
It is a pleasure to make one of the Shadowed One's acquaintances.
Pleasure back. So you are, I understand, new to the city or new to this side?
Both in my case.
I disappeared apparently a year ago, but it has been 12 years beyond the hedge.
Ryan, you had questions about potential employment opportunities at the place, at the
It's called the Night Gallery.
Night Gallery.
You had questions about potential employment opportunities at the Night Gallery?
I did. It has been explained to me that I shall need a job.
They are quite useful.
I don't know. Gail tried to get me one, and that didn't work.
Liz, you have a job, dear. It's here.
And I'm trying to remember the timeline of the note we found in the tree. That was about a year ago, wasn't it?
When
Dates
it was
referenced
written,
on it. Yeah.
it was written
Yeah,
several years ago.
Several years ago?
It's old.
Okay, gotcha. All right, never mind.
He's old school.
Got it. Cool. Okay. Yeah. No, I told them that we had room in our pledge because Gail left.
Yes. I how is Gail?
Great.
She seemed to be doing great. She seems nice.
No.
I'm sorry your friendship's a little bit hard right now.
No, it's fine. We just simply had to part ways.
Apparently not unpleasantly enough for her to avoid the first night you are open.
No, quite pleasant. Quite pleasant.
I find her rather the same.
Yes. So, I suppose I must ask clarification. Are we talking about joining our circle, or are we talking about a more mundane employment sort of job? Or job sort of employment, I guess I meant to say.
Rhyme, for the first time, looks a little perplexed and kind of glances to Mira, clearly
will-
leaving the opening for you to
Will
address
sort
first.
of nod and happily fill that void, though she definitely gave Rhyme space to speak first. Well, I guess you could say my objective here tonight is to make friends with everyone in here. I certainly was not expecting, though it's a happy kind of not expecting, to be approached by a Motley looking for membership. Though, I'm not necessarily looking for mundane employment. And at the moment, you mentioned you wanted a job? To Rhyme.
So, Nero, you got a text probably about a minute ago, basically saying, Liz has brought some new friends to the office from Adele.
Yep.
All right. I stub out the 5th cigarette that I've gone through.
That kind of night, huh?
And head back downstairs to the office.
Okay. So you're walking down.
We're
through.
smoking is going on anyways.
Yeah,
As
but
you-
I was in the other.
You were in the roof.
So
and
that's the kind
there's-
of thing we
there's
need
a
to cover up
non-smoking
before a health
zone
inspector
between
comes
the
by.
roof and the office.
Well, yes, it's an unspoken.
World of darkness.
And you don't smoke in the security room, even if you can smoke everywhere else, because there's sensitive electronics in there, and you don't want to get nicotine in your electronics.
That is
True.
true.
Yep. As you're walking by Nero, you just sort of reflexively cast an eye over the crowd because you can't help yourself. And just to make sure that things are still going okay, even though your attention is apparently needed elsewhere, you see the Haunted Waters. They're all hanging around their sister queen, largely unruffled by the excitement. They seem to be enjoying themselves. Will Starkers is down there, kind of tapping his foot to go along with the music. And the Hushabeth and Acacia are both in the same region as well. You see War Dancer down there. She keeps interrupting John Coffin as he's trying to do the, sort of Chatelaine MC Seneschal-esh, whatever job it is that he does for Gilly currently.
Mm-hmm.
And you also see a corner, just a swarm of mortals, all congregated around a rather graceful fairest with a shock of blue hair that you remember Gale having referenced once or twice as Sunset Blue.
Does it seem like Sunset Blue is hogging a lot of mortals?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
She seems to be paying attention to maybe 2 or 3 females that are sort of congregated around her, definitely mortals. The rest of them are just congregated around her, even though she's sort of not really giving them the time of day.
Okay, I just needed to make sure I didn't need to send somebody over to break it up.
Nope.
It's like, don't
Doesn't
feed off half the people here, please.
Yeah.
Don't feed off half the people here. We understand you can't help everyone going pretty.
Yeah, that much you can't help, but as long as you're not actively encouraging it, that's fine.
Yep. And you open the door to the office just to hear the tail end of Mira's last statement, followed by a decent amount pause, and then Rhyme simply go, "I don't make friends."
Welcome to the club, I say as I walk in and close the door behind me.
Oh, hello.
You can hear, with the sound like a slightly smaller scale, cracking of ice as a frozen lake just barely beginning to thaw in the first warm winds of spring, as her neck just turns to look at you as you enter.
Meanwhile, as the icicle turns, the man made of molten rock and fire steps into the room.
Nero, darling.
And then as you walk past her, you notice that the outside of her arm that's closest to you begins to steam just a little bit. And then she just simply takes her hand, brushes it down the outside of her arm, and this intensively frozen spider web of frost network covers over whatever the heat of your mean effect, however that affected her physiology, and she doesn't seem like there's been any alteration after the moment.
Adele, what's up? I say as I move over to sit on a desk and pull out a new cigarette and begin smoking, because the office you can smoke in.
Yes.
As I go to work on number 6.
This brought some friends to speak.
Mira, it's a pleasure.
Nero.
And Rhyme.
Pleasure to meet you. So, what's... just sort of like, what's up? And looking at Adele like, okay, friends, what are we...
Rhyme doesn't want to be friends.
I
told
just
them-
stay quiet because I know Liz is just about to start talking, and it will explain everything.
No.
Yet nothing at the same time.
Yes. No. Rhyme. I told them that we needed people. And she wanted to know what the financials were.
I'm sorry, what?
Financial state of this gesture.
I look.
Rhyme was
Good.
Rhymes. We came around the same time, and she mentioned when we were talking to Gail that she's looking for work. Liz mentioned that she's in charge and that they might have openings for jobs here.
I just sort of pause. Take the
I'm
cigarette.
just here to make friends and make sure everyone gets what they want.
Take the cigarette out of my mouth. Look over at Liz. Well, boss, what's our financial situation?
I don't know. I delegated.
Adele
Someone
just sort
else.
of smiles.
And as Mira says this, there's this air of bubble-headed obliviousness that anything she's saying might be false. This is what people told her, and people her friends.
Oh, be nice, Nero. I deal with the finances. The finances I will go so far as to say are strong.
Though, if you're looking for work like we do, finances aren't really the side of things that we get compensated on. Well, more I thumb out to the audience. Easy access to the things that are essential to our operation.
I believe there are some people who make a certain amount. That's just part of their compensation.
Yeah.
I understand. It has been my experience when determining who is in charge. It is best to follow the money.
You're not wrong.
Not wrong at all. So,
And she turns to Liz, and her eyes kind of brighten just fractionally, and her lips just curl back. And she's got icicles for teeth. And then it slowly fades, and she returns her attention to a spot kind of directly between Nero and Adele's heads.
So, tell us about yourselves. What do you guys do?
This is why Nero was brought down, because neither of us are people persons.
I'm an elemental.
Yeah,
No,
if you want the people person, you're
the
looking
people
for the person
person
attending
got-
bar right now.
People person's at the bar. The other people person got sick of you and wanted to go be a socialite.
Well, let me rephrase. I'm a people person. I'm just a dead people person.
I mean, I have a good amount of manipulation, so I'm a people person, just not a nice people person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mira will sort of look to Liz doing that thing that you do in a tandem job interview where you're trying to suss out if that person wants to talk first or if they want you to talk first.
Rhyme has her eyes closed currently, and you see her exhale, and it's the iconic sort of breath in cold air, but it lasts for a very long time. Like she's literally emptying all of her lungs at the exact same time. And then she pauses for a moment. There are currently 26 people on the second floor, not including ourselves, and 2 that have begun to ascend the stairs. And then her eyes blink open.
I pull out my walkie-talkie.
You're hired.
I hold up a hand to Adele. Hey, Vision, can you give me a head count on the second floor?
26. 28.
Thanks.
I look you as I like now.
We could probably use somebody like you on
Yeah.
security if that's what you're interested in doing.
Was it explained to me that if we take jobs here, we need to get courts?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. And you don't have to get courts. You just have to be members of the freehold.
Yeah.
So
Which you are.
I, as a player,
Mm-hmm.
when we were talking about things, it was mentioned that had to be sworn to a court before you.
Oh, did I say court?
position in
Maybe
the
I
guard.
did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
GM prerogative.
I'll have to look back and see what I said on that. If it's courts, then yes, you would have heard that. If it was just freehold, you would have heard that. I need to check and see what I had written down for that.
Was freehold?
Well, I have a thing for that anyways, so it won't matter in a minute. Well,
It's okay. We're getting you hooked in before we start telling you the hang up. So
And then look over, and then look over at Mira. You?
Nero will. I help people. I make friends. I'm here to support everyone and make sure everyone gets what they want. Rhyme wanted to talk with people about a possible job opportunity. Gale wanted to talk with people about potential Motley opportunities. Liz wanted to talk about potential Motley, filling an empty slot in a Motley. I made sure all of those people got what they wanted.
I look over at Adele.
I connect people with what they need and make friends. She also has a pretty evident, like, it's not, you know those, like, fancier Hot Topic bags with the fox leather?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but it's got a big sort of medical cross to the center of it.
I just sort of indicate that with my free hand. Can you use that?
Quite well, yes. I'm proficient with medicine and sort of gestures to herself, both more usual, flicking her hair and flicking out that sort of ombre, blonde, brown, or unusual, flicking a ponytail of bright cotton blues, and just in general.
Should be an instant hire for Nero on the spot.
She's a Kyrogen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So she is somebody very skilled in medicine who connects people with what they want. Adele's mind is going drug dealer, drug dealer, drug dealer.
those are.
I mean, I have holistic awareness, so
She doesn't say that.
I mean, I do too. I just never
Those
use
are. Those are
She
both.
just-
Those are both. Those are both skill sets we could definitely use around here.
of course, yes.
I already heal.
Liz, you know how to patch people up, yes, but most of the time that involves spitting on it and wrapping it in duct tape. Remember we had to go find
like
me a
the other-
hospital?
Yes, I like the other people. Okay, I'm
To
leaving.
be fair,
oh,
to be fair, you had been shot.
Yep.
The duct tape worked.
It did work. It was quite effective.
It
Closing
did.
the door.
I don't mean to break up friends or come between anyone.
Don't.
I just-
Liz has been in a mood for a couple days now.
No, Liz just doesn't like you. It's okay.
We'll work on
She
that.
invited me to join your Motley, so
No.
that's a little funny.
No, doesn't. She seems to like you fine. I was talking about Nero.
Yeah. Well,
It's hard when your friends don't like you.
we'll get past it.
That's why I prefer. That's why I prefer friends who are no longer alive.
Thank you.
I keep my friends
Adele.
alive so that they stay doing what they need to do. Everyone gets what they want.
So,
We're the
Oh,
best
man.
spokespeople for the Motley ever.
moving swiftly along to the next subject at hand. Have both of you been informed about the seasonal courts?
Rhyme nods.
Yeah. Big nod from Mira as well.
Have you thought about who you're thinking about joining?
Oh, I think I know.
Rhyme shrugs.
Well,
She appears undecided currently.
we can get you a spot here. Could even get both of you a spot in our Motley if you were interested in that. That's not
Subject to sign off from everybody else.
subject to sign off from everyone else, of course, which we can go ahead and round them up and have a conversation. But it would be useful and easier for smoothing over the various political interests and concerns if both of you were signed on to a court. Fortunately,
Possibly spring or summer.
well, fortunately, they all happen to have designated rooms, and you can find people who you can talk to about that very thing on this very floor. Actually, no, sorry, it's upstairs. On the
Upstairs.
floor above. Who's I pull out the walkie-talkie. Shell, can you come to the office?
On my way, boss.
We're gonna have one of our other security guys, Shell, take you guys around to the other courts. You can talk to them, figure out where you're thinking about going, and while we gather up the rest of our Motley and talk to them. Hopefully, by the end of the night, we'll have you guys situated with a court and with us. Or
Jack,
wherever
do
else
I
we go.
know that thing that you told me as a player about the court I'm interested in?
Yes.
Okay. Mira will. Yeah, I'm sure that would help Rhyme a lot. You don't need to trouble yourself with bringing everyone together right now. I'm sure you're so busy with opening Ignite, and you're doing a really great job with it. Everything's been so smoothly run.
Well, thank you. Fortunately, we've got a lot of hands, so it won't be too big of a trouble.
I want to try and figure out what this one's deal is.
Wits and empathy.
Do
If
I
you are
get
trying
it?
to-
Contesting?
Yes, you can contest with manipulation and subterfuge.
I would also like to make a wits and empathy roll, just
May
because
I?
just because I know people who play stupid, and I want to see if
may
this
I
is someone
as
playing
well,
stupid.
Just because
You are
I've
not
left
currently in the
already.
room. Let's.
You already
I'm
said
not,
you were leaving.
but I've. Yes. Okay. No, based on what I've already seen.
A retroactive intelligency roll?
If you want to try and sort of roll back what you've seen, it will be an intelligence and empathy -1.
Okay.
Wits and empathy.
Do
you
I
said?
get 2 contesting rolls for Liz and Nero's separate things, or just 1 roll? For
No, we'll dial them all in on the same.
Okay.
And I'm spending
Manipulations.
willpower on this too because somebody who's suddenly like, oh no, you don't need to get everybody together now.
Yeah, me too.
Raises her hackle. So
Manipulation, subterfuge. Okay.
Manipulation, subterfuge.
Ours is wits and empathy, right? Yeah.
Wits and empathy. Yep.
3 successes.
3 successes.
4
I hate
successes.
Ah,
Jack,
Zero.
Johnny, or do you want to?
Ties go to the defender.
yeah.
Okay.
So Adele, you're not pulling anything. I will leave it up to Mira what a net 1 success gets Nero.
Okay, so Nero, as you look at her, it seems like she's playing dumb, but she's genuinely that stupid in a lot of regards. Like, the bubble-headedness is... There's clearly a performative aspect to it, but it's not an act, per se. She's genuinely that stupid. In terms of not wanting to get everyone together, you might get that her communication behind that is let's not start things off on the wrong foot, especially because it seems like this was already a little stressful for Adele and upsetting for Liz. she has other things she wants to accomplish today, and she doesn't want to be like, hey, everyone who's running the place, pay attention to me.
Yeah. All right.
So that's... Was there anything else you were specifically getting at? Or... Okay. For the mechanical perspective, 1 intelligence, 1 wit for resolve.
Gotcha. So, yeah. Okay. So, I'll just sort of lean... assuming Shell will be here momentarily. Once Shell gets there, I'll just explain to him. These are 2 new folks to the Freehold. Wouldn't mind if you go ahead and take them around to see the courts. Let them talk to folks and see where they're going to end up.
I can take him to see 3 courts.
Yeah, well, do your best.
All right, you got it, boss.
Yep.
And then
once...
Sorry, once they leave, I turn to Adele. So, they're both useful, as far as I'm concerned. The bubbly one is certainly bubbly. Like, the cotton candy is very appropriate. Let me just put it that way.
Wonderful. Well, they definitely have use, and well, of course, I have no ill will. The slight amusement of denying Gale is funny to me. So yes, I'm for it.
Yeah, I figured that's what was happening when I saw Liz on the floor with Gale, so...
Yes. Assuming, given putting them on a trial situation, because you will forgive me, I'm still a little skeptical
No.
of anybody we just meet, considering that whole, traitor in the city, and
Fair enough. Though
but yes,
I tend to be a little bit more trustworthy of the folks that are brand new, but still, no, these are still fair.
Yes, it's a
potential.
wonderful ruse.
It is.
And at that point, we're going to pivot to Lark. Lark, you've left the stage, resting your voice a little bit. Where would you be going, and what would you be doing, given that now you've got a break?
She's probably going to go out to the bar and get a drink.
Okay. So you go out. Phage and Will Turnover are busy making sure that all the libations and beverages are in the right hands. And it takes you've got about a 2 or 3 minute wait before Will notices that you're waiting and immediately shoves 3 people out of line and gets straight to you. Gives you whatever you order, and then kind of blinks and points over your shoulder to somebody who's standing behind you.
She turns around.
There is a spring changeling there. You see the one of the security people, Sammy Blossoms. He's a Ferris Flowering, and he has 2 other changelings in tow behind him. I really hate to interrupt, Miss Lark, but these people need to get home, and they need to go through the hedge. So they were wondering if you could open a door for them. I can't because I'm on duty right now, but since you're on break, can I pass this off to you? Do you care?
Oh, that's fine.
Awesome, thanks. I think Nero's been saying that we any doors we open should be in one of the doors through the back hall up on the 2nd floor. So if you could do that for me, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Okay. So these 2 changelings that you're that you're taking up. You follow them, or they follow you, I should say, up to the second floor, assuming that you're not stopping anywhere else on the way. And there's a series of 4 kind of smallish rooms / storage closets. They've been used for various bits and purposes. And you know that like anything that can conceivably be considered a door, if you just tap on it and spend a glamour, you can open up a hedge gate at that location.
All right. She'll pick a good location.
Okay. So as you touch the door and you push that level of your magical energy into it, all of a sudden the door kind of creaks and splinters, and then there's a burst inward of just wooden splinters and shards, and immediately you're hit by a wave of moist, humid night air. The smell of molding leaves and forest and plants. And then an object, probably about 3 to 4 feet across, bursts through the gate into your face, scattering black feathers, cartwheeling through the air, and vanishing off down the hall. Give me a wits and composure -1 because of the surprise.
All right.
Something came inside.
Uh-oh.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We are in so much fucking trouble.
Mhm.
Wait, I'm not a part of this.
It's probably not good. 1 success.
You know a raven when you see one.
All right.
And there's this beat as these 2 changelings look at you like, what the fuck? And you have to make a decision of, do I finish this job or do I figure out what that was?
She's going to go ahead and finish the job.
Okay. So you hold right there for just a moment and usher both of them through. You pull your hand back and the door reknits itself to where it's actually just a mundane functional mechanical door. And you glance down and yeah, that raven is gone out into the building somewhere.
Yes!
Oh no!
It's Ravens in the...
Damn it, Adele's going to be fond of this raven, isn't she?
She's gonna go to the office, see if she can find Adele.
Okay. Yeah, you can find Adele pretty easily. So right about at this point in the conversation, Nero and Adele,
Okay.
Lark sticks her head in the room.
Oh, hey, Lark.
Hello.
I was about to
Good
come
timing.
talk to you and Phage. What's up?
I was helping some changelings get into the hedge, and when I went to open it, this raven came flying out, and it's gone. I have no idea where it is.
Blink, blink.
Blink, blink.
Blink, blink, blink. In here.
Yeah.
Do I know anything about what that might be?
As far as you
yeah,
know, it's a big bird, a big black corvid.
Sounds good to me.
Hold on. Let me see if there's.
Did you? So you didn't catch it or see where it went? All right.
I mean the bird that. It's a big bird that came from
Oh.
Reddit, so it's not a bird.
No, it's not a bird. On the
It's a bird.
walkie-talkie.
There are animals that live in the hedge. There are plenty of animals that live in the hedge.
On the walkie-talkie. Vision.
Wolves.
There's apparently a raven loose in the building. Could you find it?
Could you clarify for them?
It's a hedge raven.
Thank you.
It's a what?
God.
A raven that came out of the hedge.
How many questions should I ask about this?
Right now, the only question you should ask is where is it? And that's what I'm asking you.
Right then. Well, let me see if. Sure. Yeah. No. I'll. Yeah, I'll find this thing. That's not going to be a problem at all.
And then
Barely disguised sarcasm,
and then on the
which he literally says to you verbatim.
and
Thank you, dear.
switching over to the channel for the rest of the security team. Security team, please be advised there is a raven somewhere loose in the building. It came in from one of the doors, and I use door with a capital D.
Meanwhile,
Please keep an
Nero
eye
is-
out.
Why did we put Nero in charge of security?
Adele has pulled out her phone, opened up the group text chat that we are all on.
Yep.
Raven bursted in from hedge. Keep eye out. Capture if possible. Let everyone know if you see it. Enter.
So everybody
Again,
gets this
If
text.
it wasn't clear, not regular, normal, this side Raven.
Enter.
So
So I've let the security team know, and Adele's let the rest of us know.
Yeah.
the security team knows. I'm curious if
And
whoever Nero sent with us reacts at all.
Shell will. He's got an earpiece in, so you just hear him. He just pushes a button on his walkie. I heard, and he's kind of looking around like he's trying to find something, but he doesn't project like, oh shit, something bad's gone down. It's more like he's just looking around
And
as
then-
he's walking you guys up to the third floor.
I'm going to step out on the balcony and see if I can see a bird flying around the rafters.
Yeah.
All right.
Phage's phone buzzes on the counter. She looks at it, puts it down, eyes turn up.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many of you are currently on the first floor?
Yo.
Me.
Okay. You've got about 5 minutes before you need to be on the stage, Neofly. But anybody on the first floor, give me a wits and composure -2. How many of you are on the second floor?
I will spend a willpower.
3 of us. All the rest of us.
I
Okay.
think I'm on the third.
You're on third.
Yeah.
No, except for- yeah,
Okay.
Vern, but
I'm also gonna spell no willpower.
I'm sulking somewhere. Yes.
Where are you sulking, Liz?
Up. I've gone away. I'm gonna go huddle by my radio. Damn it.
Okay.
in your nest.
In that
Yes.
case, everybody on the second floor makes a wits and composure -1. Liz, you make a wits and composure +1.
Ooh.
That's 2 successes.
Spending another willpower, because why not?
Yeah.
Wits and composure, -1
successes.
+3, so +2.
I'll
Wait.
spend a willpower on this. I want to show up to people. So
Yeah,
yes.
Neofly,
Uh-huh.
you added a -1 instead of a +1 for that willpower.
Okay. Yeah. Let me do that.
+3.
2 successes.
3 successes.
1 success.
So you guys are all looking around. Phage, you saw a flash of motion just briefly as something disappeared up over top of the lights. And Liz, right about then, as you're glancing out, just kind of sulking in your nest, you see a fairly large avian form just swoop down and perch and kind of just start glancing around up in the dark here above the main lights.
All right. How big is it compared to me?
It's about a normal raven size. So you are
Okay.
definitely larger than it.
Okay, I've seen a hawk. Is it about that size?
It's a little smaller than
A little
your
bit
average hawk.
smaller.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. What is the claw situation?
You can't see any claws particularly.
Okay.
It's
All
kind of
right.
dark up here. You can
Okay.
mostly see its silhouette and a little bit of shine on where the eyes are.
Okay. I am going to attempt. The text said to apprehend the raven, so I am going to sneak up to the raven.
Make a dexterity and stealth roll.
Okay.
It's going to end with Liz falling out of the lights and onto the stage.
Possibly. Very, very possibly, yes.
That is how this scene ends.
Wait a minute, this isn't Over the Edge 99.
One success. Not great.
So you start gingerly making your way towards where this raven seems to be perched.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bump your toe into one of the uprights of the safety railing, and there's this clunk, and immediately it kind of flares its wings out and turns back to you. It's definitely seen you.
Hi. I'm gonna wave to the raven.
The fuck you want, motherfucker?
Yes!
This is perfectly normal. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
You. Hi. You just came through the hedge.
I know goddamn well where I came from. What's it to you?
Well, we're oh no, I wouldn't say that. I don't care.
Don't care about what?
No, that was out of character. I'm trying to figure out what Liz would say in response to this. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you. But,
you sure about that?
uh-huh.
You ain't
Usually
jerking my
people-
beak?
What?
I said you ain't jerking my beak.
No.
I like
I
this
love
raven.
this
I want to keep it as a pet.
So much.
Usually
Yep.
people
I don't want
come
to be.
over
I don't want to
though.
be a pet. I want him to be my best friend.
This is fantastic.
This could be like our mascot.
This is the night gallery's
My
mascot.
mascot.
We will name him Poe.
We're gonna be in so much fucking trouble if we do that.
Mascot, nothing. This guy could be our boss, probably.
Why'd you
I don't know
come
about
through
that.
the hedge?
I was minding my own business and suddenly wound up here.
Oh, they just opened a door in front of
What kind of goddamn witchcraft ceremony y'all people running?
you. There's music and drinks. I point down.
Drinks, you say?
Yep.
God.
Oh, fucking Wes.
All right, I'm listening.
Uh-huh. So I mean we're very happy. I'm sorry you accidentally ended up here. Do you want to go back, or because I've been introducing some new
Back to the hedge.
yes.
Do you know what life is like for a raven in the hedge? You know what a vile strike is, miss?
No.
Don't.
What? Wait. What is it?
All right, think about me.
Okay. Bird. Big.
Put saw blades on my beak.
Okay.
Make my talons about 12 inches longer and slightly more razor sharp than they are. Give me about another 150 pounds of solid muscle and mean. There you go.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I've been introducing new friends to my friends. So, do you want to maybe go have
What
drinks?
I'd like is, do you have any rancid liver? Raw?
How recently was the fridge cleaned?
Fuck if I know. I never.
No, it hasn't been. Okay. Adele has dead spiders.
Now, why the hell would you want to do something mean to a spider like that?
Well, I mean, they naturally die every so often, and she doesn't really.
First of all,
clean.
I mean,
my spiders
all
are
right.
mostly
I'm
alive.
I ain't
There are half
exactly.
a piece of dead ones.
I ain't exactly on a diet right now, but if that's all you got, I'll.
We also have drinks.
Spiders. Yeah, what? Yeah, tell me about these drinks again. I'd love to hear more.
Alcohol?
What's the blood content?
Minimal.
Well, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose, on this side of the thorns. All right. Where are we going?
Down. This way.
You make me promise.
What?
No cages.
Okay.
No leg bands.
Okay.
My feathers are my feathers. Nobody gets to touch my feathers.
I really want to touch them now. Okay.
If only you hadn't said that.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, let me see your hand. And so what do you do?
I put up my hand like this. Not getting closer to him.
Hold it out. Come on, we got to do this right and proper.
Making a pledge with a bird.
Yeah. This is a great idea. I'm going to do it.
All right. Now you keep those promises, and I will give you 3 questions to any answer that you need.
3 questions.
I said that backwards.
Wait.
I will give you 3 answers
3.
in payment
Okay.
for this promise. Has to be something I know, but I know a great deal many things, and if I don't know it, I usually know the person to ask.
Okay.
At least on that side of things. You've been to the market, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let me see your thumb. Come on, hold it out here. Don't be shy. It's only gonna hurt a little bit. Bam!
Ow! Ow!
And he pecks you solid in the thumb.
Did he say
Ow!
as he pecked her?
No.
Okay. I was hoping he was going to.
Right.
Beautiful.
So you need to spend a willpower.
Okay.
Bam!
Boom!
By the by, since now we're partners, my name's Drummond. What's yours?
This.
Miss Liss, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, I suppose, or at least it will be once I get a decent drink.
Now, this way. I will bring said raven down with me.
Yeah, okay. So he will follow you.
I will
Now,
get him.
Give me an intelligence and
Intelligence.
yes, wits and intelligence roll. Actually, we'll do
Okay.
wits and intelligence.
1 success.
You know that bringing a live raven unrestrained through a crowd of people down to the bar will definitely raise some eyebrows.
But no one will attempt to attack the raven. I want to get it a drink before I...
Wanna bet?
Probably nobody will try to attack the raven.
Okay.
Guarantee.
Okay.
You're more worried about health code commentary and things of that nature.
Please don't get us shut down.
Okay. Wait here. I will get you a drink.
All right.
I will see about blood content.
All right.
Go. All right. I will leave the raven in a secluded-ish area.
Yep.
I will go downstairs and get a drink.
Who are you getting the drink from?
All right. So a little bit of a pivot here. Neofly, it's your turn on stage. I would like a presence and expression roll. Any performance specialties that you have will apply.
Okay. Let's see. Using a guitar for this. Six-string expert. And what would you say the role was? It was
Presence and expression. Yep. And you can spend willpower for an extra 3 dice if you need.
Take them out of willpower now. Yeah.
One success.
Okay. The energy has died a little bit. And you are keeping a much more sort of atmospheric tone going. You're definitely not pulling in the crowd the same way, but you're still keeping them reasonably entertained. But things have died down a little bit. The tone of the room has shifted to a slightly more contemplative range of energy, but you feel like you're doing pretty well. And you see Liz come down the stairs and make her way across, headed towards the bar.
I kind of, as I'm playing my selection of gypsy jazz, I see Liz, and the playing starts to intensify as I feel like something bad is going to happen.
All right, Liz, are you going to will or phage for this drink?
Phage. Hi, Phage. I need a drink. Just something.
Do you drink?
Yes, I've had a drink.
I don't believe you. Why do you want a drink?
Okay. I found the raven. It wants a drink. Do you have any blood? Just extra.
I don't have blood in my body. All right. You found it.
I wanted to give it a drink before, because that's what people do before they go talk to people. They have a drink. So
he's in a talkative mood, right?
Yes.
All right. Hedge ravens. All right. Okay. Fine. But I'm going with you this time.
Okay.
Will, can you watch the bar for a minute?
Can the Pope deliver a homily?
Good. What's the board looking like right now?
You're at 3. He's at 2.
Fine. Gonna make you catch up by the end of this night, I say as I take a small shot glass and some alcohol and mark another one on mine, and head with Liz to the.
He doesn't want to get put in a cage or have like one of those tracking bands. So I promised him. So be cool, man.
Did you promise him with magic?
Yes.
Alice. All right.
He gave me a secret.
All right. Well, fine.
3. Yeah. 3 answers.
Can I like voluntarily give myself a point of lethal to like bleed a little bit into this drink?
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll just use her teeth and just and then bleed a bit into the drink.
Okay.
Oh, good. He'll be excited.
Are you putting any glamour into this drink?
What could I do with that?
I'll let you infuse it with a point of glamour as well if you want.
Sure, why not? Let's make a deal.
Sounds good. So Liz leads you up. It's much tighter quarters up here than probably would be comfortable for you. You can still maneuver, and the architecture is definitely strong enough to support your mass. But yeah, it's you're having to stoop a bit getting through here. What kind of drink did you get?
Something low alcohol, but just still there because I'm dealing with a bird who doesn't have much body mass.
Okay.
Bloody Mary, extra Mary.
Extra bloody.
His name is Drummond.
Hey there, Drummond, I say as I reach the top.
Evening, ma'am.
Name's Phage. Got a drink for you, extra blood.
Right then. Well, y'all are reasonably hospitable here. I seem to have landed on a strong branch. That's pleasant.
I've got a bit of a request for you, just to make sure that everything goes smoothly here before I give you this drink.
Talk. I'm listening.
I need you to not make your presence known to any of the folk who ain't touched by the hedge.
You see him kind of cock an eye down over the rail. Yeah. A lot of those normal types down there looks like, no, that's fair. Yeah, I'll agree to that. Besides, it's a little cooler up here in the dark anyway, and I kind of blend in.
Perfect. Just don't make a mess down there, and we'll be good for now. And I set the drink down next to him.
About that.
Of course.
There is a bit of guano on the catwalk that has not really gone through the grating all the way yet. He was like, sorry, bad habits? Anybody got any leaves?
Liz, if you could get some stuff to clean that up since this is your mess at the moment.
Oh.
I will go find the supply closet that is
not
slightly like, yeah.
And I set the drink down next to him.
He dips a beak in and dribbles it back. Yeah. Y'all are more hospitable than I gave you credit for originally. Much appreciated, ma'am.
She licks the rest of the blood off of her thumb. So then, what exactly brought you here?
My winning personality and great good luck.
Seriously.
Well, I was attempting to maintain my current existence as it is in one piece and mostly of decent plumage. And then there was a hole kind of opened up and I kind of blundered through it.
Well, good to know at least it wasn't maliciously intentional.
There's not much of the malicious about me unless some dumbass fucks me over first.
Well, good to know. I'll try and make sure that doesn't happen around here then.
Appreciate it. Just about how long is this witchcraft ceremony going to be going on anyway?
What time do I know this shuts down normally?
It's scheduled to shut down around 2 a.m.
And it's what, like 11 now?
It's a little around 11 now, yeah.
I've got about three and a half, maybe 4 more hours.
Righto then. Think I might be able to get access to some open air once this is all over?
Tell you what, if you're quiet and willing to not make, well, too much of a fuss, I can take you to the roof.
Well, that's rather reasonable, I'd say. Here, let me finish this. Drinks down the rest of the cup and then sort of beak nudges it along the rail over towards you.
She takes the drink in one hand and just kind of like ups her arm on her left and
a very human-like sort of comes out. And he sort of hops over and then with a flutter lands on the arm.
All right.
Let's not make a habit out of this.
I don't intend to, but flying's a little bit more conspicuous.
Nah, I guess you're right.
And I make my way across. Since we're already on the railings, we should be able to get straight to the 3rd floor and then up to the roof.
Yeah. So you just hook your way out onto the stairs, run up the 3rd floor. You do have to kind of carry him down a hall, but 3rd floor is changelings only. So you walking by with a raven on your arm, literally nobody even blinks. And then, spiral staircase in the back corner and hatch open.
So, because we're still looking, did anything come of Adele and Mai's 2 successes?
No,
I had 2 successes too.
Yeah, no. 2 successes was equal to, but did not beat his stealth, so you guys didn't notice.
I excitedly text the group as soon as I found the raven.
Where?
Let's enter.
The response back is where?
No, I
Phage
feel
is
the
reading him now.
What? Sorry, what was that?
The text comes back. Phage is feeding him now.
I pick up my walkie-talkie. Security
Yeah, I
stand
look
down.
over to Nero at this
Raven
point.
has been found, and we're working on it. So I send back to security and vision everyone that we've got it. It's being dealt with.
So there's the bevy of double clicks just coming over the walkie as acknowledgements. Yep. Blip, blip.
I text back, where is Phage feeding it?
I don't know, because I come back with the bucket and there's no one there.
Yep.
I look over
Not
at Adele.
here.
I look over at Adele.
You're in this text. Please respond.
My phone is currently buzzing on the countertop of the bar.
Yep.
Good times.
Great at communication.
The gypsy jazz intensifies.
Yeah, because Nero, you're just seeing Neo. You're just either feeling or seeing your phone vibrating somewhere nearby,
and Adele is seeing Nero like just shaking asymmetrically.
My head bobbing is intensifying as I'm just like.
I'm gonna go smoke on the roof, and I head to the roof because I need to step outside for a minute.
Can I use my Panamancy this is gonna sound weird. I want to look at the raven poop. I have a good feeling about everything about this, and I just want to confirm it with myself.
Somebody put in the Twitch advice, look at the raven poop.
No, consult the raven poop for omens.
Yes! This is very important.
Yes. Somebody do this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, Liz. You can definitely do that.
So I stare at a light and then...
Okay, so you stare at a light and then look at the raven poop.
Yep.
Give me a... Oh, that's right. It uses a different dice pool.
Yes,
Hang on a
it
second.
does.
Adele has slammed shut the door to the office.
Give me a wits and composure roll. Listen.
Anybody who walks by hears a one-sided, clearly two-person conversation. She's venting to one of her dead friends at the moment.
I like that. Just Adele and Nero are both in the same mindset. Just like, why? Why?
Lark is going to go with Nero up to the roof.
Okay. So
Neo's kind of hoping and praying for his thing to end so he can go to the roof and take a smoke break as well.
So, Liz, you look at the raven poop.
Mm-hmm.
It's got, I mean, you're that sort of good vibe you're feeling. Definitely sort of, it's a balanced good vibe, as in things are the needle is swinging towards positive right now. This needle can swing both directions, however, and individual interactions will probably determine which direction it swings.
Cool. I feel
Jack,
good.
I sent you a whisper a little while back in chat if you have a chance.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. I will get that to you. Yes. Let me.
Can you give me a yes or no when you see it?
Yeah, I will let you know. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay. So the rest of you are on the roof, which is currently Nero and Phage.
Lark.
Oh, and Lark. Yes, sorry. Nero, Phage, and Lark. So, Phage, you get up on the roof. Drummond sort of stretches his wings out a little bit. A little less stuffy out here. Nice exposure. I like this. I like this a great deal. This is a mighty top-notch roof you've got here, man.
All right. You don't gotta stay perched on my arm if you don't want to while you're up here.
He flies over to a little vent from the interior, one of the air ducts for circulation. Oh, feel like a fella could do reasonably well for himself in this town. This is quite a town. A lot of lights out there.
Tell you what, if you want to stick around here, stay to the third floor. That's changelings only. Third floor on the roof.
Third floor on the roof I can do.
All right.
I'll need somebody to open the hatch for me eventually if I need to get inside, but yeah.
Yeah. Just tap on the hatch, and if someone's nearby and they hear you, they'll let you. Well, once we've figured everything out.
Good enough for me. Good enough for me.
Clang, the door opens.
Ah! Mother
Oh.
fuck.
Nero, good to see you.
Phage. And there's the Raven. Okay.
Well, you're just all
Name's-
kinds of on fire, ain't you?
Name's Drummond.
I pull out a cigarette,
Pleasure to make your.
light the cigarette.
You mind standing upwind to me?
I move so that I'm upwind. Sorry.
That's all right.
Hello. Drummond?
Yep, that's me.
In the back of Ed Nero's head, it's like, Raven from the hedge. Talking Raven from the hedge. Trying to figure out exactly where the...
Yep.
So I take it you are our guest from the hedge.
I'd say immigrant right about now.
Is there anything that I know of our current keyhold that would say no to that?
Not currently.
I feel like
You
it's
probably know a number of people who would be very interested in this.
Yeah, I just like it's a thing where it's like it probably hasn't come up yet.
Nope.
No
Right,
anti-Raven laws yet.
right.
And I mean, from his exterior, he looks like a slightly larger than normal, but definitely a raven. Like nobody, he doesn't have weird antlers or
Yeah.
anything. There's very little in his exterior appearance aside from the fact that he talks that would make people think this is a weird version of an animal.
Yeah,
He looks like an animal. Yeah.
so
Mhm.
he's not. He doesn't inherently break the whatever the changeling version of the veil is.
Right.
I take a deep puff, turn my head so I'm not breathing it at him, blow it out. Well, welcome to Baltimore.
So what all are y'all doing downstairs?
Well,
Looks like a mighty potent level of witchcraft y'all got going down there.
It's called a nightclub.
Yeah, it's called a nightclub.
Oh, didn't see you there, miss. How do you do?
Hello.
Lark, this is Drummond. Drummond, this is Lark.
We met before.
Pleasure.
I kind of let you in.
Well, I am greatly indebted to you.
I look over at Lark. I take. Actually, never mind. I've got a notepad. I pull a notepad out and I write down new policy. Open from the interior side of the door. Just in case. I don't say that out loud. I just write it down. Right. Pleasure to meet you, Drummond. I say, indicating the three of us that are up here, and the rest of our motley sort of run this place, so... I look over at Phage. He's staying?
At least in Baltimore. I told him if he wants to stay around here, stick to the third floor in the roof so he doesn't spook any of the normals. And if he needs in, tap on the hatch, and if someone's nearby and they hear him, we can let him in.
Yeah, that's fine. We can probably figure out a window situation. Okay, that's. I text Adele. The Raven's name is Drummond. He's on the roof.
And I'm sure this goes without saying, just because I've mentioned about the normals on the first floor. If you're going about Baltimore, try and avoid non-bird speech, just so you don't spook any of the normals. Thumbs up.
That works for me. Well, welcome to the. Hang on, what's our name?
Keyholes.
is the Keyhole of Baltimore? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the Keyhole of Baltimore, as far as I'm aware, first bird immigrant.
You get a text back. How trustworthy does it seem?
I text back, it's a raven.
Mira, you've got a message in chat.
Do I have any way of, like, analyzing the trustworthiness of a raven?
You would, but your walkie-talkie goes off right now.
What does it say?
It's Mr. Glare. We've got a request for your presence down front, Nero. There's a trio of changelings that are headed home for the evening, and they would, given the lateness of the hour, have requested a security escort back to their vehicle.
Yep, be down there in a second.
So the text response you get back from that is, that's not helpful.
I text back, well, I've got to go downstairs. Would you like to come upstairs and ascertain yourself? And I'm texting that while saying, I'll talk to you later. And putting out my cigarette and walking back downstairs.
Did you text me to the group chat or individual?
No, that's individually to Adele.
Okay. So not knowing that you're going downstairs and this won't be communicated
Well, no,
above.
I said
Okay.
because I need to go downstairs in the text.
Yes. You're actually on the way down there. The response back comes, I would rather have the flesh peeled from my skin.
I'll text Phage as I'm continuing downstairs. If you can, see how trustworthy he is.
Can I get a judge of this
Relay
Raven's
to Adele.
Okay. But first we're going to focus on Nero's.
And then I put the phone away.
So those messages are sent as Nero comes out to the front porch, where three changelings who have had their fill of glamour for the evening and are kind of glancing about at the darkened streets let you know that their car is probably 4 or 5 blocks away, and they would just feel a little safer, given that you are head of security here, and they apologize if there's any inconvenience, and blah, 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 blah. But, changelings with PTSD who don't feel like walking through the streets alone in the dark at night.
It is absolutely fine. And, in fact, I just pull out my lighter and run it across my hand as I activate my armor of elements, just so that they feel a little bit safer, because I am now, to their eyes, a walking bonfire.
Right. So you go, give me a wits and composure, -1 because of the darkness.
I mean,
as some darkling is like, they don't want to walk back in the dark, but the dark's the safest place, you idiots.
is that -1 negated at all because I'm using my armor of fire, right?
No, it is not.
Okay, that's fine. Wits and composure, -1.
Mm-hmm.
Two successes.
Okay. You make your way down the 5 blocks without any incident. There's a couple of, shouts, and you hear the occasional car alarm going off, but nothing in the immediate vicinity. Mm-hmm. You get them to their vehicle, wait around long enough to make sure it starts and moves and that sort of thing. They drive off. And then you've got a 5-block walk back. You've been hearing a little bit of talk over the radio as people have been reporting in and making sure that security's updated, and everything seems to be proceeding fairly calmly at the club despite the various events of the evening.
I let them know I'm on my way back as I light a cigarette.
We'll see you when we get here, boss. And on the way back, I need a wits and composure +1.
All right.
And we never saw him again.
1 success.
Okay. So you're walking back. There's various bits of street light interspersed with long periods of no light at all. And it's weird being a flame-born changeling, because scientifically you would feel that the light would be cast by your mien, but from the material world, the real doesn't recognize those flames as really existing. So while you get like a faint little bit, not nearly as much as you'd hope, and definitely not enough that anybody can use you as illumination, even in the best of times. But your danger sense from your pledge is still active, and you catch just the barest hint of movement before something is on you. You see a man lunge out of an alley towards you, grab you by one lapel, and slam you back up against the wall. The chilly metal of a gun barrel presses against your temple as the smell of whiskey hits your nose. There's a face glaring at you now with frigid anger, and it's somewhat familiar. It's a little older. It's got a few more lines, an unfamiliar scar across the left cheekbone. It's a face that you see in the mirror every day. It's John Carver, and he's got you by the neck.
Oh.
Like I
And
said.
that's where we're going to end it for this evening.
All right.
Oh.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.